Hi, everyone. It's Craig Bush from Team Bush at Remax Escarpment Real Estate. I just wanted to update you on what is actually going on in the real estate market here in the greater Hamilton area in light of the COVID situation. We get many questions from both buyers as well as sellers wondering, should I wait? Should I proceed at this point? What does the market look like? What are my opportunities? Where are the silver linings, if there are any? And I want to show you some numbers. I'd like to show you the facts of what is actually going on. And to be sure, it is not business as usual. There are, at least as far as this month, about 2/3 fewer properties selling. There's 2/3 fewer properties on the market as well. So what does that actually mean to those thinking of buying or selling real estate? Well, the first thing I'd like to take a look at, I'm going to share my screen here now, is just simply what is going on in the market so far this year. Now, this chart just goes over the last 13 months of sales in the area. And the first chart I want to just point out to you here is the average days on market. So how long does it take a home to sell? Now, if we take a look at March of 2019, last year, it was 39.8 days on market. If we take a look at March of 2020, it has taken 27.2 days to sell a home, so significantly less. Now, the other part that I'd like to just pop through, and I'm going to just bounce back between a couple of screens, is the first 25 days of April. Today is April 25th, and this is the chart of everything that's sold, and just the last page where it has some summaries. And in this section right here, down at the bottom right-hand corner, we can see that the average days on market for the first 25 days of April has been 22 days on market. So what we are continuing to see is a decline. Going back to that other chart, that here it had been 27.2 for April, the first 25 days of April. It's continued to decline down to about 22 days on market. Now, the next thing I'd like to take a look at is the asked to sold ratio. So based upon the asking price, what do homes sell for? Ultimately, are they selling above asking price or below asking price? Now, once again, March of 2019, 98.74% of asking price. As of March of 2020, 101.87% of asking price. Now, the first several weeks of March were extremely strong. And then the COVID lockdowns, happened. So again, at this point, when March was so strong, what's happened in April? Well, let me show you. That takes us back to the other chart. And we'll go over here, and we can see here that as for the first 25 days of April, the asked to sale ratio was 98.92% of asking price. So far more in line with what might be considered a traditional real estate market. Far fewer buyers are even willing to take a look at homes, so we don't have that glut of buyers on the market and the normal scramble that we might have this time of year. But homes are still selling, as we can see on that. Now, the next one is just the average pricing on it. So what I'm going to do is pop back to that first chart that we have, and just take a look at that one here. And let's just move over to the average price, for homes on it. So again, if we're taking a look at what's happened so far in the last really 13 months. Now, this goes back again to March of 2019, the average sale price in Hamilton. And again, just for the purpose of explanation, I'm focusing on the Hamilton area, in strictly Hamilton. But all prices, all types of homes within the Hamilton, the average price was $456 last year. As of March 2020, was $508,753, which shows here as being a 11.6% increase in return on your investment. So how much homes have appreciated in that period of time. Now, if we take a look at the other chart, we can see here that the average price has fallen somewhat in April. The average price for homes sold in April was $495,813. Once again, the first 25 days of April is what we're focusing in on at this point. And that shows about a 2.5% pullback on the price range, within that period of time. And again, if we take a look back the first 25 days of April, a lot of unrest at this point. I know just, I think it was day before yesterday, there were 0 new cases of COVID in the Hamilton-Halton area, which is great news. It doesn't mean we've hit the bottom, and it doesn't mean that things are going to go back to their normal the way that we've traditionally sold real estate because things have changed as far as the real estate landscape of how we can continue to market properties safely, how we can protect both the buyers as well as those within the home. Things including masks, again the hand sanitizers and the gloves that we can do. We can do basically hands in pocket type walkthroughs where the seller will leave the lights on, the doors open, and if any doors continue to need to be open or cupboards, that type of thing, the agent himself will just open the doors and make sure that everything's cleaned and safe. So we have put in precautions to be able to, as safely as we can, be able to continue to show property and be able to handle the needs of those who must buy and sell during this period of time. Now, the other thing, just in closing, I'd like to wrap up with is just the next metric that we take a look at to show how robust the market might be. And again, I'm actually for that one going to continue to just go on this one. Now, again, one of the other stats that doesn't show is just the number of homes on the market in the Hamilton area right now. There are a total of 413 homes as of this moment for sale in the greater Hamilton area. Now, of the homes that have sold in the first 25 days, that's 145 homes that have sold. Again, that's well off the normal pace that we have, but again, number of homes down as well. Now, this represents about 2.85 months on market of inventory. We call that the absorption rate. If there were no new homes on the market today, it would take 2.85 months to be able to clean out the existing inventory. And we use that metric to be able to determine whether we are in a seller's market or we are in a buyer's market. So at this point, anything under 6 months is heading toward a seller's market. So the actual market landscape for homes is, again, quite robust, still well off the pace that we had. So who's in the market today? Those who really need to buy or sell. The number of appointments required to be able to sell a property, we track that through our company as well. Back in February, it took as many as 25 showings before a sale was recorded in our office. At this point, we're anywhere between as low as 6 and 9 showings to be able to register a sale on property on average. So again, it indicates a lot of strength in the smaller market that we have at this point. Obviously, these are just broad numbers. If you are considering selling your house, what we'd like to do is be able to speak to you, be able to show you again some of the numbers specifically for the area of Hamilton or the greater Burlington, Ancaster, Stony Creek, Grimsby, the area of your home. The price range of your home, and we can take a look at these numbers as well and just be able to fine tune to find out, number one, in your opinion, does it feel like the right time to buy or sell property? And number two, how do we do it safely? If this is something that we feel we need to do, how do we do it safely? And we'd be happy to discuss everything from some of the virtual showings and the type of special lenses and cameras that we can use to take people through virtual showings and such, to be able to limit the exposure that you would have when people do come through your property, and to be able to market effectively, because that entire landscape also has changed, how buyers are finding properties on today's market. So if you'd like to speak to us personally, either call our office, that number 905-297-4885, or you can just message us below, leave a comment. We would certainly appreciate that, and feel free to follow us. We'd certainly be continuing to have these updates as the market situations develop. So thank you for your time. I know this has kind of run a little long, and we do have again these type of charts and such. But again, we want to try to give you some real tangible results on what you might expect if you have your home on the market. Yes, things are completely different in so many ways, and yet people do need to move, and we are here to be able to facilitate that, to do this in a safely manner as possible. So feel free to join us if you have any questions. Just comment below, or feel free again for a personal approach. We'd be happy to talk to you and get one of our professionals in touch with you so that you can get the answers you need. So once again, thank you so much. I wish you safety and health, and we'll talk soon. Thanks then. Bye bye.